Welcome everybody back to Earworm. Zach, I mean, we're 30 plus episodes that we've recorded now.
I
It's
think, yeah,
crazy.
we were like 30 some in season one. Here we go, season two, baby.
So, my name is Tim Malone. This is Young Master Zachary. Um, we have been doing this. This is our second year, and we're just happy to have everybody back. I know we did an episode earlier this year for 2026, but we're gonna go like full steam ahead on hopefully a weekly basis. Zach, do you want to let our listening and viewing audience know what this discussion point, what the topic is today, this week?
Hi, everybody. Good to see you again. So if you watched last week, we talked about celebrity bands. And at the end of it, we wrapped up and we just wanted to kind of compare our own top three, top five favorite albums, just to kind of see what, you know, I know mine kind of goes all over the place. I don't know what Tim's does, but to see how similar or different it is. And then from there, maybe come up with a top three or top five that we can agree on and just see what you guys think of our top albums of all time. But to start off with it, we wanted to keep it kind of between us and show our top five. I brought five. I don't know how many Tim brought. We can bring it down to three if he brought three. Um,
I feel like you're making fun of me.
no, but I think uh, mine's very personal in a way.
I think they
But
all
it
I,
also,
I think they all
it,
are, don't you think?
yeah, they're all going to be personal, but I also in that think of like the band's careers in a
Hmm.
way, and I think this is some of their best work. And in one of these instances, it's very different from everything that they've ever done. And I think that's their best. So I'm very curious to see. So Tim, you want to start us off?
So we're gonna go one by one. Let's go one by one here. See how long it's gonna take. But
Starting
Zach,
from the bottom?
starting from the bottom. So Zach and I were talking in a few weeks, actually probably like a month now, about doing a topic like this. And my idea is we at the end of this year we're gonna have earworms top 3 to 5, and we'll determine that through the discussion points. And the album that I kept on bringing up, and I think I brought it up a couple times, was actually a greatest hits album. And when I was a kid, one of my older neighbors, older brothers, was like playing this album. It was an album, an actual LP, spinning, and it it got me like that. I was just like, I don't know, I was like maybe 9, 10 years old, and I was like, this was it. And it's the Who Hooligans double album, and it's basically a greatest hits. And I had no idea it was a greatest hits because I didn't know anything about the Who at the time,
Yeah.
9 years old. And to this day, I could probably and should honestly still keep it in my top five. Now,
Okay.
yeah, you and I discussed real quick, before the recording this evening,
We had
and
a
I did
different
some.
conversation.
Yeah, I did. I did some research, and it was the Who Hooligans was put out late '70s, early '80s. It was determined to be a greatest hits, and their drummer passed away, and they had really not been recording new music for like a while yet. And boom, and what I could gather, and I don't mean to be a cynic, but these guys just wanted to make some more freaking money. They wanted to go back to all their greatest hits and put them together and like put them out there. And maybe that's a pretty smart idea. And I just
I think everybody's doing that now.
I know, but my like it's funny to me because I had, going from like a 9-year-old until, I'm in my, I don't know, early 50s. No, tell anybody.
Is that how,
Uh, and I'm like, holy crap, man. I mean, I bought, I think it's the first album I ever actually bought, like physically handed cash to somebody and had. So
that's funny
that's,
that you, not to get off of the topic, but that's funny that you remember the first album that you ever bought. I don't have the fucking attention span to get into that.
but,
Maybe it
but,
was Green Day,
which
the
one?
American Idiot, I think.
Okay.
I
Oh,
think.
really?
I
That's
think.
it's like the
But even at
worst.
that,
Oh,
I don't even think I bought. I don't know, man,
But
but that's impressive.
here we go in reference to Earworm itself, in that like you don't even remember that stuff. And when I was 9 years old, 1982, 81, depending on when my birthday was, like I actually had to go to a record store and physically like buy an album. I couldn't just download it off of Napster or whatever. Like, do you even know what Napster is?
I've heard of it. No, but that's what I'm doing now. Like I'm going out to buy records, and it's kind of a pain in the ass for me to play them because I could just play them. But I appreciate the collection. I think it's a cool thing to collect and have the records there and have all your favorites there. And there's a time and a place for that. But I don't know. I don't remember my first album that I bought.
So that's my bottom. You know what, I was thinking about not including into my top five, and then I went back and I'm like, but and I went bounce around. So that's a bottom right there. That's my number five. Zach, what would be your number five? Or I don't know.
My number five, actually, it's probably not no. I don't know if any of you know it. Every Avenue is the band.
Okay.
It
Wow.
was their last album in 2011. It was called Bad Habits,
Okay.
and I think it's their best work. I think they had a sound through their whole career, but I think this was the most professionally done album. And then after this one, they fell off the face of the earth. They're just now starting to come back and play like 3 or 4 or 5 shows and then take a couple months off. But they were signed to Fearless Records for a while, and they're
Okay.
a lot of my favorite bands growing up. Bless the Fall was on there. So listening to them evolve, that was one of those where honest to God, I listen to it every time I'm on a plane and I'm taking off. It's just the sound of it is fucking awesome. For kind of, they were signed to somebody, but they're kind of an indie band that had a really good sound. And at the end of their career, they found it, and then shit happened. They kind of life happened. But that album is really good. You guys should really go listen to that. It's got a good flow to it, and it's just different. I don't know if anybody has heard of them before, so let me know.
I mean, I have heard of them, and I just looked on my phone real quick, and not only that, because I was just looking at their background, because I've heard at least one song by them. Um, it's funny to me that they are from the Upper Midwest.
I was gonna say they're from like Columbus,
They're
Ohio,
from
or something like that.
Michigan. They're from
Okay,
Michigan,
yeah,
actually. Yeah.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And like in the grand scheme of things, and in the research I've done myself, and then also there's just like music and stuff, the amount of bands from the Midwest, Upper Midwest area
Yeah.
that are like earth
What the hell else
shattering
are they
and
gonna do for
ex
6 months of the year, man? Everybody's gonna master an instrument.
So you know what, and as we're sitting here, and I don't mean to rush everything, and but I'd like to like get some stuff on like on the chalkboard, if you will, to discuss for the earworm crew, if you will.
We can
Um,
always come back to these bands. We're
oh,
just
I
gonna
know
miss them
we need
out.
it. We need to come back and we need to go every avenue, because I'm like, holy crap, man! And
Yeah.
not only that, there've been in so many movie soundtracks that people would be like, oh my God, I know them. So kind of let them know that.
What's your
But
number four?
oh, my number four. Okay, so and you had mentioned that Every Avenue was and the one and your number five band or number five album there. But Upper Midwest I mentioned, and I gotta go. The Replacements, not even Replacements, they're just Replacements. Pleased to meet me. That, I mean,
You've talked about the Replacements a little bit on this, haven't you?
oh my goodness, they're one of my all-time favorite bands in my top three or two, and they had an album before Pleased to Meet Me, and I should have, and I wanted to, and I didn't, and but I went to actually my in my heart my favorite album by them is Pleased to Meet Me, because the one before it was called Tim, and I'm like, hey.
That's a layup. That's a
Oh,
layup.
I know. And then had my favorite song by them is on Tim, but Pleased to Meet Me is conceptualization wise. When I'm talking about like our favorite albums, you can listen, A through Z, first song to last song. How many
Yep.
songs are on there? No matter what. even like you sit there and the song comes on, and you're like, you kind of roll your eyes, and you're like, you still like it.
You still
You,
like it. Something
oh,
grabs you.
I, it's that. I mean, I just when I see like if you see like the cover of the album, it looks like it almost looks like the guy is shaking his own hand type of thing. It's and one it looks like a punk rocker and it looks like an office, like businessman. That
Honestly, I think an album cover really makes the album too. It could be a good album and a shitty cover, or a really good cover and a shitty album. I don't know. There's something about that. If you do both of them, it's a fucking, oh, it's a home run.
I mean, think about it. A lot of people who are like huge Beatles fans talk about the White Album as their number one album of all time, and it's white. There's nothing on
Yeah,
it.
there's
And then,
nothing on it.
yeah, and then you think of so many other weird ones with all like graffiti and weird pictures and car
My number
crashes.
three is a little weird cover.
All right. We'll get to that maybe next week or on down the road.
We'll go to number four here
Yes,
for the
please,
kid.
sir.
I have my one of my all-time favorite bands, Paramore.
Hmm.
Their 2017 album, After Laughter.
Okay.
So that's the one where I think they had a sound with like Riot and all
Ooh.
those early bands where it's kind of like grungy,
Hmm.
you know? And
Late
then they
grunge.
get to After Laughter and it's just like 80s ska mix to it throughout the whole album.
Wow.
It's unbelievable, dude. From the moment I heard that album, I was blown away. And Haley Williams has one of the best voices in the business. I'll argue with that until I die.
We're
And she really kind of calms down a little bit on this one and just kind of chills. She does like show her shit, but it's just so good.
that's a topic we need to put on the notebook on the chalkboard about like, hey, best voices, best
Hell
vocalists, best
yeah.
lead singers. All right. Not to rush things, Zach, but I mean we did four and five. Yeah, like it, and so
Let's just
you're
put them all out there and then we'll come back.
oh, there we go. Okay, number
And then we'll come
three.
back. I
Number
want to put them
three.
all out there.
Okay, number three for me is Beastie Boys, Ill Communication,
Oh my God.
1986.
Oh my God. Next thing you're going to tell me is fucking Blink 182's on this. Oh my God. I
So
appreciate it though. I get where you're coming from.
but I remember experientially driving back with my parents. I don't know, maybe 12. I mean, I was like 13 or 14 years old at the time, and my cousin gave me this like tape to put in my Walkman, and it was like earth shattering. I was just like, what is? And then I found out these are like Jewish kids from like New York, and they're like, and I'm like, wait a minute, this is hip hop. It was amazing to this day. That yeah, I mean, it could have been higher, but I rated it at number three. So
I'm
yeah.
curious to see what comes.
All
Curious to see what
right,
comes.
there we
Number
go.
three for your kid here.
All right.
Uh, 1999. Backstreet Boys Millennium
Oh my goodness.
all-time album. All time.
Oh
The
my
the
goodness.
names, the names of the songs, let me read them off. Larger than life. I
Oh my
want it
goodness.
that way. Show me the meaning of being lonely. It's gotta be you. I need you tonight. Where do you want me to stop? I don't know why it's not higher. It's just angelic. Oh,
I
it's so
mean,
good.
quite honestly though, you're reading off the song titles, and I would say the majority of our listening audience or watching audience, quite honestly, knows them all.
Those
Those
are
are
all.
very popular songs.
I know them all. I know them
They're
all. Now, hold on. Give me in the comments who's in sync, who's Backstreet Boys. If you're in sync, you got to get cultured. Grow up. Anyway, what's your number two, Timmy?
Number two is, people are going to make fun of me, but, being of my age, and I remember being in college and then wanted to make a different decision, and I went into the military, and right around that time, it was, life changing. Nirvana, never mind.
Oh man,
It has to be. in my
Oh,
top
thank you.
three. I mean, I remember sitting there in the student center on like college campus, like in the main building, and being like, "Oh, what the heck am I doing? When's class start?" Blah blah blah. Sitting in like one of those chairs that they like clean every night because like 93 people sitting in,
Yep.
and I'm in
Yep.
my, I've got my like Walkman. I think it was a CD Walkman at the time, so everybody can not make fun of me and my age, and just constantly listening to Nevermind over and over and over again, and then getting in my car and leaving the campus to like go home and listening to Nevermind over and
So
over
that was
and
just kind
over.
of like a staple in your day
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
from year to year.
it was right in the beginning of like grunge, Pearl Jam was just about to come out, but like
Yeah.
every time you turned MTV on at that time, I mean it was before you were born, you freaking bastard. But I mean, every hour you would see a Nirvana video,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. So, okay,
Well,
number 2
I
for you,
mean,
sir.
my number two, Dave Matthews Crash.
Oh my goodness. That should be on almost everybody's top 5.
Everybody. So much to say. Two step, Crash Into Me. It's just from top to bottom, musically, lyrically, performance when you see him live is almost
Yeah.
better than recorded. It's an all-time album. And it's personal too, because I remember, I think I've said it on here before, every time like we'd go out to dinner and I'd drive home with my dad, that's what we would listen to. So it's personal, but it's also just musically fucking A plus, man.
Uh,
It's so good. Vibes, music, perfect.
We're we gotta follow this up, and hopefully, I mean, you can cut this out if you want, but we got to go back to Dave Matthews about this being your number 2 album because it's not my favorite Dave Matthews album.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, underneath the table and dreaming,
Underneath the Table and Dreaming is absolutely one.
that's another one,
It's
obviously.
probably my number 6, and I think we talked about
Oh,
like I think we talked about one of the songs. Not being on the if you get the CD or the tape or the
oh yeah,
album,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
not on there. But anyway,
Yeah.
all right, then let's kind of let's bring up our number ones.
Bring it up.
And my number one is uh my favorite band of all time, and I have to have my favorite band of all time in one of their albums, and it is number one. And
Is
people are
that
going
the
to make
Spin Doctors?
that well, at least Tom and Tim will get a kick out of that one. No one else will know what the hell you're talking about. Um, it is Bad Religion, Stranger Than Fiction. It is, and there's some background to it. It's kind of funny. People are going to make fun of me who are big punk rock fans, who are big Bad Religion fans, because it was their first big, huge recording company album. It was a Warner Brothers album, if I'm not mistaken. It was either like
I,
RCA or Warner. It was huge, and they were like off the side in like California Southern punk scene. And then they got signed by either RCA or like Warner Brothers or somebody like that. And people like made fun of them, where people were like, "Ooh, what are they doing? They want to make money and stuff." But the
Going from
album,
that indie to the whole kind of big Hollywood type
yeah,
shit. Yeah, I get that kickback.
and I'll tell you right now, I'm going to ask our listeners and watchers if you've never listened to this album, I will bet you money that if you listen to all the songs in there, you've heard of at least one or two of them before, in from movie soundtracks and video games and stuff like that. But I was looking at the playlist, and I'm like, I love every one of these freaking songs, every one of them. I mean, there isn't. It's just amazing. And for everybody who's like a big punk rock guy, Timmy Armstrong from Rancid sings in one of these songs, and then like 15 songs on an album, in my opinion, put it out there to our audience. That's a lot. So,
It is a lot. It's getting ruined today because I know Morgan Wallen put out like 32 songs on that one album a couple years ago.
right.
So it's getting ruined today. But back then, 15 songs is like,
Uh,
whoa, this is a lot.
but the funny thing about the 15 songs, the entire playlist, because it's punk rock, Southern punk rock, blah blah blah, blah, real quick, fast music, it's less than 40 minutes. It's like 38 minutes plus. It's like under
That's
39 minutes.
wild.
Yeah. All right, Zach, give it to us, man. You're number one.
If you guys know me, we listened to the Mac Miller episode earlier, my most, influential or whatever,
Uh,
but the Circles album that came out in 2020 specifically, I think, again, you look at his whole career, he was kind of party rock starting out, or not
yeah,
party rock, party rap, kind of
yeah.
like
I mean, same
house
thing.
music, house parties, all that shit. And then you get to this Circles album where he was kind of like, I don't know what to do with these songs. Like this is it doesn't fit in anything. And then set into it and unfortunately passed away. And his producer put all these edits that they did all over the years into it, and it just came out incredibly. And I think it's a really kind of inspiring album too. So that really hit me hard. And I think that is, if I take the personal aspect out of it, I think that's a really interesting growth of character
Uh,
throughout their career. And
Absolutely.
then, especially, you put he had so much trust in his producer that his producer knew exactly what he wanted that album to be. So that was very interesting to me over the course, actually, till now. Like, I'm still thinking about it. I think he just put out the deluxe album version of it like a year ago or something, and there's more on there. So it's not the last of him, which is why he's so far up. He's been gone for 6 years, and he's still got shit that's still coming out. So that right up there, personal level, and I think that it's a just amazing album. So my number ones, two, three, four, five. This side, Timmy over here. Here's a specific sixth one that he said underneath the table and dreaming.
And
That'll be at the bottom.
dreaming.
That a babe. Um, but yeah,
It's
there's our top five. There's some crossover a little bit weirdly, I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
We'll look back at it, but here's a bunch of episodes that we can just go back and dive into. But then eventually we're going to have our top three of the show too. So we'll
Earworms,
see what that takes us.
earworms top three, and I'm gonna bet money between you and I and the rest of the listening, watching audience. It's probably gonna be top five because we're gonna
Yeah, it's
like
probably.
fight or gonna have to play 9 holes to figure out who wins.
Maybe a two-part episode. You never know.
All right, hey Zach, not to rush you off, but like I think this is good.
It's a solid two lists, man. Tell us, let us know what you think. Let us know what you think of our lists. If you disagree, if you think one should be above the other, let us know. We're interested. And then
And
maybe give us your lists. Come on.
idealistically, I said it earlier in the episode, like give us yours, and maybe you'll spark something in earworms precognition, if you
Oh, Jesus Christ. All right.
will. Hey Zach, thanks, my friend. Thank you for being flexible this week, and then let's keep on doing it.
Let's keep on rolling, baby.
Rolling, 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 rolling.
Fucking frick, there's. Hey, cheers, everybody. Enjoy your week. We'll see you next time.
Yeah.